आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
Hello friends, welcome. The question states, if x plus 3 is positive, then which one of the following must be positive? And then we have 4 relevant options for this particular question. Now, since it has been given that x plus 3 is positive, so we can say x plus 3 is positive, so this is greater than 0. And for this condition to be true, so we are subtracting 3 from both the sides. So we are doing minus 3 from both the sides. So it become x plus 3 minus 3 is greater than 0 minus 3. So plus 3 and minus 3 cancels out, and what we have eventually is x is greater than 0 minus 3, which is minus 3. So we have x is greater than minus 3, right? Now, since we have obtained the condition on x for x plus 3 to be positive, now we will check for each of the options one by one. So if I check for option A, it says x minus 3. Option A is x minus 3. And the question it is given that which of the following must be positive. So if x is greater than minus 3, I can take the values which are greater than minus 3. So let me simply talk about the integral values. So if I just talk about the integral values, x can actually take values minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2 and so on, right? And the minimum value that x can take is just greater than minus 3. So minus 2.99999 and so on. So x minus 3. Now this must be positive, right? But if I take here x as the value as say 0. So 0, we are taking x as 0. So 0 minus 3 yields negative. And it fails. It fails our condition that it must be positive. So we say that no. Option A is not our answer. Let us check for option B, which says x minus 3 into x minus 4. Once again here, we have x minus 3 and x minus 4, right? And let us check it for different values. So if I have the values as x as 0 and 0. So if I'm going to write x as 0, right? So it will become minus 3 into minus 4 because this is 0 and 0, so it is becoming 12 here for x is equal to 0, right? It is become minus 3 into minus 4, which is equals to 12. We say okay, this is positive, and so we checked for 0. But let us check for another value. Say I want to check for x as 5, right? X as 5. So this time x is greater than both minus 3, both this term 3 which is being subtracted, so we are doing x minus 3. So 5 is greater than 3 and 5 is greater than 4. So earlier we took 0, which was less than 3 and 4 as well. Now we are going to take x as 5. This 5 is greater than 3 and 4 both, right? So if I am going to take 5, which is greater than 3 and 4 both, so it will become 5 minus 3 into 5 minus 4. And this is equals to 5 minus 3 is 2. And 5 minus 4 is 1. So 2 into 1, that is equals to 1. 2, right? So 2 into 1 is 2. That means we are going to say that, okay, this is also positive. So that means it is turning out to be positive. But there is one case left, wherein we can say that if we take a value in between 3 and 4, because it has been nowhere mentioned that this x has to be integral. So if I take the value of x as 3.5, right? So if I take the value of x as 3.5, so this x is equals to 3.5, which is definitely possible because 0, 1, 2, then we have 3. Similarly, you can also have 3.5, 4 and so on, right? So if x is 3.5, then this becomes 3.5 minus 3, because we had x minus 3 and x minus 4, 3.5 minus 4. And if we solve this right now, 3.5 minus 3 is 0.5 and 3.5 minus 4 is minus 0.5. So 0.5 into minus 0.5 is minus of 0.25. So that means here it fails the test. So if I take the value of x in between, right, 3 and 4, then it fails the test. So here I took the value of x as 5, here I took the value of x as 0, here also I took the value of x as 0. Now, if you check for option C, here we have x minus 3 and x plus 3. So this is a simpler case. Here, if I take the value of x as 0, once again x is equal to 0, what happens? 0 minus 3 into 0 plus 3, it is equals to minus 3 into plus 3, and minus 3 into plus 3 is equal to minus 9. So that means this also fails. That means we see that option A has failed, option B has failed, option C has failed. That means option D has to definitely pass if one of the options is correct. But let us check for option D also. Right? Option D is x plus 3 into x plus 6. Now here notice that both signs are positives, plus 3 and plus 6. So if we are going to take any value of x which is greater than 0, then it is going to be obviously positive. But let us take values of x negative, right? But if you notice, the least that we could go for the value of x is, because we have a constant that x is greater than minus 3. So I cannot even take x as minus 3, because it should be x, the minimum value has to be 2.999, right? So this is the minimum value of x, which is 2.999 something, and minus, right? And even if I take this value of x as minus 2.999999, even then this term has to be positive because it is plus 3 and it can never reach 3. That means this is going to be positive in every case. And plus 6, it is much larger than 3, much larger than minus 2.999. So even if I subtract this value from 6, it is also going to be positive. So whatever may be the value of x, these two terms in whole, that is x plus 3 and x plus 3, remain to be positive. And their multiplication is always going to be positive. So x, this positive into positive is equals to positive. So the question stated, which one of the following must be positive? So I'm going to say that since option A, B and C have failed, and we have also checked that option D has passed, so the correct answer for this particular question is option D, which is positive into positive, which is x plus 3 into x plus 6. So if x plus 3 is positive, then x plus 3 into x plus 6 definitely is to be positive. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट, IIT, जेईई मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।